Did you know that 60 to 80% of all headaches are triggered by the muscles in your head and your neck, and that those muscles are associated with your bite? Dr. Ray Becker of Howard County Smiles joins us to share more cutting-edge tech on getting to the bottom of your bite and the issues that it may present. Welcome.
Hi, thank you very much.
Nice to see you here.
Nice to see you as well.
Tell us, how is this all connected? And well, we'll start there. How is this all connected?
Well, basically, the teeth have a very important role in how obviously the muscles of the head and neck and everything come together. So a lot of times patients will have dental work done, or they'll have orthodontics done. They'll say, my bite doesn't quite feel right. So the dentist uses carbon paper to go in and check it out. But there's never been a single study done anywhere in the world to tell us what that means. So there's never been any objectivity. But we have a tool called the T-scan, which does allow us 1,000 times a second to know exactly what part of what tooth contacts and how much force key goes into that and the timing.
So when they're saying my bite is not quite right, does that mean that when they're actually biting down, it feels misaligned, or that something feels... Okay,
or they say, I had a filling done, it just didn't feel right, or I had orthodontics done, and it never quite felt right. And we had a patient just the other day who came in, and he said he searched for 2 years, literally, to try to find somebody to help him, 5 doctors, and immediately we fixed it with the objectivity that we're able to get with the T-scan.
Just amazing. Okay, so this T-scan technology, what is it, and how does it differ? You sort of touched on it a little bit.
Basically, it's instead of the carbon paper, which just makes a mark and shows history, this device is a computerized device which you bite into, and 1,000 times a second, like I said, it actually tells us the amount of force and the timing of the contacts in the mouth to let you see exactly how things come together.
So it's like a scan of your teeth, so you're biting down.
You bite into a film, and on the computer screen, it actually shows you the actual amount of forces that are in each of the contacts versus just the carbon paper, which is like, well, what does that show?
That's amazing.
Studies have shown that that's only 20% accurate into the actual forces that go into the contact, but typically that's all that dentists use, but there are better tools.
And so once you have that scan and you have that information, what does that allow you to do at your practice?
It lets you see exactly where you should go to fix the problem. So we do use the carbon paper to actually see where that mark is, but that's when you lose complete faith in what articulating or carbon paper shows, because there is no correlation between the amount of force and where those forces are compared to what you see with the T-scan. It's like, well, that didn't help me there.
Wow.
So you normally would have just gone where that mark is, and ironically, it could be over here where you barely see this little tiny thing.
That is amazing. So it's sort of like looking at something under a microscope, as opposed to using your naked eye.
Using objectivity versus subjectivity. So it's the only subjective tool to allow us to find the force and the timing of how the teeth come together. So patients who have had implants, orthodontics, or restorations where it just never quite felt right, and the dentist searches around and tries to make it right, and eventually the patient usually gives up.
Right, because that's annoying. You just keep going back and you don't get a solution to your problem.
I'm not getting anything changed.
Right, but with you, they can figure that out. And why is this so important? Because the bite is not just about biting down or eating or what have you. It's a ripple effect in the body.
Absolutely. Obviously, the teeth influence. The mouth can perceive 10 to 15 microns, which is 1/5 the thickness of a human hair. That's all it takes to be off in terms of changing the whole dynamics. Wow. And it has had issues. It has proven to be issues with headaches, as you noted. 68% of all headaches are triggered by something wrong with how the muscles react to the teeth and in the occlusion. And obviously, a lot of other medical issues, even from the fact that we're all connected. It's not just the teeth up here by themselves. So that factor, that impact is tremendous on a lot of issues for the patients.
So how can this T-scan help someone in the future with their future smiles?
For sure. I mean, well, if you have orthodontics done, they tell you to wear a retainer. And then they say, well, why did my teeth move? Well, they move because of the same reason they move with orthodontics, because it puts force on things. This lets us see those forces so that we can kind of settle out and make sure that they're going to be stable from the time that they're finished with their ortho, for example. So it helps people to get better results. It's a phenomenal finishing tool.
Wow. Okay, so people are going to see this. They're going to want to come and visit you. Where are you located exactly?
We're located in Howard County, Ellicott City, Maryland, Howard County Smiles. Patients just have to give us a call. Okay,
and I'll put that number on the screen, but I also want to just talk about this book really quickly. You said that you're in this book, right?
I was asked to be an author in the chapter in this is a book that was a research reference textbook, which was written and released only literally a week ago.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the services that you're providing the community. Really important.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned.